我想问问赶路人，你的冷门有几分？
今天没有报备，今天就不能演，好吧？生活的委屈不理，可有谁心疼？
China's economy is gloomy and local councils are in debt. In order to raise revenue, the local government has been charging the public indiscriminately. There are numerous cases in which the imposed fines amount to over US $1,000. In November last year, a Chinese bun shop in Beijing was fined $1,000 for allegedly selling food items beyond their operational scope online. On the same ground, the shop was fined $2,000. It turned out that the so-called unlawful food was soft bean curd. Once the news was spread, it caused an uproar on the internet, with netizens almost unanimously expressing their disbelief and outrage. Some comments from Chinese netizens are like, if the Chinese bun shop sells leather bags, it's definitely outside the scope of business. But food like soft bean curd and steamed buns are part of our traditional breakfast. What is wrong if a breakfast shop sells both? Think about it, it's not easy to run a bun shop. In the morning when others are still sleeping, the store owner has to get up and work for more than 10 hours a day, selling one bun after another and earning a small profit from it. How many buns do they have to sell in order to make a profit from a fine of US $2,000 and a forfeiture of US $1,000? Is such a penalty reasonable? What is the basis for such a penalty? In June last year, a three-wheeler vegetable stall in Xigong District, Luoyang City received a ticket with an incredible amount because the vegetables were not meeting the standard. Xigong District Court said on their official blog that Jiang, the owner of a three-wheeler vegetable stall, was found to have excessive pesticide residue on his batch of ginger, spinach, and green peppers during a sample test. The blog also confirmed that Jiang made a profit of about US $3 from selling these vegetables, and the fine was US $15,000. In response, Chinese netizens commented, "For an old farmer who makes a living by selling some vegetables, a fine of $15,000 US is devastating. Does the local government need income for issuing their officials paychecks desperately or what?" On December 11, 2023, a netizen in southwestern China posted a video on their social media. The video shows several police officers at the entrance of a cake store that were questioning the flower baskets placed in front of the store. The owner of the video claimed that his newly opened cake store was fined US $28 by those policemen because of these flowers. Ms. Fu, the owner of the cake store, told the local media that the police found that those flower baskets were occupying the sidewalk, hence the US $28 fine. Fu admitted the police's findings, however, she was still shocked. According to the customs, new businesses almost always place flower baskets at the shop front, and she had never heard of anyone being fined for it. Ms. Fu said, "If I didn't pay the fine, the police would take flower baskets away. I can't let that happen as these flowers were a gift from a friend who spent dozens of dollars. So I've paid the fine." In May this year, a vehicle owner put 6 watermelons and some vegetables into his trunk after the purchase. Surprisingly, he was stopped by the traffic police on the way home. The owner of the car looked puzzled, and perhaps he was thinking, "I have been driving so carefully and didn't break any traffic rules. What made the police stop me?" The traffic police said to him, "Private cars are not meant for transporting goods. Now your trunk is full of stuff. This may cause road hazards. Here is your US $28 ticket." Again, this triggered a hot discussion online. Some netizens commented that the fine is ridiculous. How will 6 watermelons in a car trunk be a potential hazard to road safety? Traffic police should not penalize excessively for trivial matters. A similar controversial case was seen as early as 2019. During a routine security check near Jinyue Bridge, Hebei Province, a traffic police ticketed the shuttle driver US $28 on the ground of no cargo as a passenger bus. What was defined as the inhibited cargo by the policemen was consisted of some cabbages, turnips, peanuts, and meat, totaling 2 small sandbags that belonged to one of the passengers. Upon questioning the legal basis, a policeman explained the shuttle bus was meant for transporting passengers only, while those cabbages and turnips found on the bus were items categorized as cargo. Netizens then considered the ticket and its so-called legal ground inconceivable. Taking these kind an amount of vegetables home is nothing extraordinary at all. On March 20th, 2023, a 47-year-old man, Tong Deng Xiang, was driving to a construction site before he was stopped by a woman in her 30s who asked for a ride. After getting into the car, the woman offered to pay US $1.40 for Tong's ride. Meanwhile, Tong noticed that the woman was recording their conversation with her cell phone. Immediately, Tong was alerted and thinking to himself, "Nowadays Uber and alike is everywhere. Why did she stop my car?" The next moment, Tong's vehicle was pulled over by a Department of Transportation agent who charged Tong for illegal operation. As a result, Tong was given a fine of US $5,500 with a 10-day administrative detention. It wasn't until then that Tong realized that the law enforcement officer was using that woman for entrapment. He tried to defend himself that there was no transaction involved, so he was incorrectly charged. Tong also explained to the officer that he was struggling to support his family by working part-time jobs all year round and could not afford to pay such a hefty fine. However, the agent insisted on ticketing him. China's traffic control authorities have been called robbers of the road by outsiders. It was previously disclosed by media that a county government in northern China made an income of over US $4 million a year from ticketing alone, amounting to 1/3 of its total revenue. In May of last year, truck drivers were reporting that they received frequent overweight tickets when passing through Neihuang County in Anyang City, Henan Province. Those drivers said their trucks were insured to be within the legal requirement before departure. However, the trucks would always be labeled as overweight when weighed in that area, and the fines range from several hundred to more than $1,000. One driver has received 58 tickets over a 2-year period, with fines amounting to $38,000. The Chinese law enforcement's bullying behavior is provoking more and more people to fight back. Watch this video of a police officer robbing an elderly woman of her goods. The crying old lady in the video is thin and only as tall as the policeman's chest. She looks vulnerable and hopeless as there is no way she could get her bag of goods back from the police. Fortunately, the crowd seeing this step up. One after another, they shouted to the police, "Just return her stuff, she won't sell them anymore." What a big deal, for a few bucks, look at how old she is. Fearing the public anger, this police officer hands the woman's bag to the other policeman, who then passes the goods to the crowd. However, when the bag is handed in front of the poor old woman, she was too exhausted to react and suddenly fell back on the ground. Moreover, on the 6th of this month in Guangdong Province, an elderly man was found to scare away the police with a brick as the latter is trying to impound his motorcycle. On July 7th, the video became popular on Douyin in China. It can be seen that there was a little girl singing on the street. Then, a policeman abruptly unplugged her microphone, claiming her behavior was unacceptable due to a lack of pre-approval by local authority. This performance is not allowed as there is no prior authorization. Touchingly, people around started to gather together and sang the same song in chorus supporting the poor little girl. The author of the video clip explained that the little girl is left to her grandmother who is sick now. So she came here to sing every day after school to raise money for grandmother's medical treatment. Netizens responded, "Give the poor a way out. This is how we should fight as a group. I would have sung along if I was there." That's all for today. Thank you for watching. To hear more incredible stories from China, please like, subscribe, comment, and share our channel. We appreciate your support. See you next time.